Hey guys, welcome to a Tool Haul Friday video. The way my week's structured, I'm finding I don't have any time on Tuesdays to do this, and the last couple weeks have been insanely busy, and I usually already try and book Fridays a lot slower so I can get into the weekend sooner. So I figured, you know what, Friday is going to be a better day to shoot this, and then that way too. I'll get Snap-on and Mac in alternating weeks. Because if I do it every Tuesday, then both the Snap-on and Mac stuff, the way the timing works out, will both be the same video, and then the next week I'll have no tool trucks, and then so on and so forth. So I think I'm just gonna switch it to just doing a weekly video on Fridays instead. So let's get into it. Like I said, last Tuesday, I actually didn't buy anything, didn't pick up any tools. I was super busy. And then this Tuesday was supposed to be the Mac Tools day, but he didn't show up, so I filmed it, and then he ended up showing up later in the day. So then I didn't get a chance to reshoot, and then I was like, hey, well, I'll do it Wednesday. And then Wednesday I ended up having to go after work to help evacuate some relatives because of a wildfire. So it's been a busy week. So it's like, and just kind of everything I think will work out better if I just try and film these on Fridays instead. Okay, so getting into it, first thing is this kneeling pad from Princess Auto. It is dirty. I was using it this week on a couple service calls. Figured I'd just leave the plastic on, and then once that's really gross and ripped off, then I'll pull it off and it'll basically still be new. Anyways, I picked this up from Princess Auto, and just because of the way the packaging looked, I thought it was a two-piece set. It is just one single thick one. If it was a two-piece set, this would have been a good deal. It was like 16, 17 bucks, something like that for the one. Snap-on sells made in USA ones. This one's, I'd highly doubt it'd be made anywhere else. Yeah, made in China. The Snap-on ones are made in USA. I believe Lang might be the ones who make them, because I know Lang makes them. But the Snap-on ones, if you get them on sale in a 5-pack, they're like 20 or 30 bucks a piece. That extra 10 bucks a piece, I feel like they'd probably be a lot nicer than this. I know the measurements are bigger, so yeah, if this was a 2-pack, it would have been worth it. I don't know if just the single one is really worth the price difference, though. So yeah, I wish I would have paid a little more attention when I bought this. Got some more gloves. People will make fun of me for having soft hands. I'm gonna keep it that way. You know, like the kneeling pad. You know, taking care of yourself is nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, I'm young and I plan on staying that way. And then the last thing from Princess Auto is these mini double flex head ratcheting wrenches. Vim makes a set. I think their set only goes up to like 13 or 15. I forget which one it is, but it's a smaller set. It's only a 3-piece set with a couple skips. This set skips the 9, which no love lost. I don't think I've ever used a 9mm fastener on, or like 9mm socket or wrench on anything. And then it skips the 11, which is the same as 7/16, and I use that size and the 11mm quite a bit. But again, not super hurt. Anyone I know that has the Vim ones, they say they're really cool, but I don't really use them. And I see them every time I'm on the tool truck. It's like, oh man, this is kind of cool, but can I justify the almost $200, $150 to $200? It kind of fluctuates in their price range. Well, this set was 35 bucks at Princess Auto. They're not quite as nice. Probably feels like it's just, you know, the standard 72 tooth, or ratcheting wrench feels kind of similar to, not quite as nice even as gear wrench. Ratcheting wrenches. One thing I do like about these is there is a spring washer in there, and they are a screw, not just a rivet, so you can tighten these and adjust them to what feels right for you. But yeah, but this set also goes up to 19, which I thought was kind of nice and convenient. So figure I'll give them a try. If I really like them, maybe I'll get the expensive ones. Okay, just off the Snap-on truck, I picked up a pair of the needle nose pliers. They're Snap-on and Mac are both having pretty crazy price increases this month with the Canada-US tariffs going on. So I've been wanting a pair of the Snap-on needle nose for a while. I have a lot of other Snap-on pliers, and this is one I don't have. I do have all the TikTok or penny pliers. I have all the different sizes of those. I got these ones when they very first came out, and I absolutely love them. But the complaint people have about these and the Icon version and stuff is the deflection. You can see there's quite a bit of deflection. You just get that with the slip joint. It's something to do with quality or poor manufacturing. It's just one downside feature for all the upsides you do get. Whereas these ones, there's no deflection in these at all. So if you got to do like side load work or like trying to really pinch something, like squeeze something onto something else and you can't risk it slipping, these are great. And again, they're really stiff. That's one thing I will give the Snap-ons over the Icons. I do have quite a few of the Icon pliers as well, is you just feel the fit and finish is a lot tighter. The grips are nicer. The price is a lot higher, but I do feel like the pliers are nicer. Now, whether that's worth it or not, that's up to you. Snap-on does offer a lot more sizes and color options, that kind of thing. That can be important to people. Like I said, like Icon has these, but they don't have the mediums or the smalls, right? So, I don't know. That's your decision. Like I said, the Icon pliers are nice. They're one of the few things from Icon that I actually do like. But that's also because I'm a really big fan of the Snap-on pliers, and they completely ripped them off. So I'm going to like them too, right? But yeah, so I picked up these guys. These are the 9.7 ACFs, the kind of bigger of the needle nose ones. Yeah, really nice. I like them. I've been using them a ton this week. You can see there's already a little bit of wear in the grips. It's always like that when you get a new tool, though. You start ignoring all your old ones and only want to use your new tool. I ordered these guys forever ago on Amazon, and they kind of just showed up. What these are is if you have a worn out hood strut or for your trunk or hatch in your car, so the gas is leaked out and your trunk or your hood keeps wanting to fall on you while you're working on it. You take these, you slip that over the polish rod part, move it up to the cylinder, and you just tighten it down, just clamps it to hold it. It's a little less damaging than vice grips. And then people say, well, these will still damage the strut. It's like, well, if it's not holding itself up, it needs to be replaced anyways. These are just handy for if you're waiting on parts, if you can't get the struts immediately, or you don't want to change the struts before you've done the other work, or you can't sell the customer on new struts. That's where these come in. Brand name ones, they range anywhere from $15 to $50, depending on the brand. But these cheap ones off of Amazon were like less than $10 Canadian for the pair. So I figured that was a pretty good deal for a tool that you're not gonna have to use all the time, and there's not a lot of science into that, right? It's just a clamp. So other than the cheap ones. Next thing off the couple things off the Mack truck. Like I said, he did end up showing up. Just usually he's here in the morning, and he didn't end up showing up till about 1:30 or so. At that point in the day, it was too busy to film again. But anyways, just a set of feeler gauges. Feeler gauges, I feel like, are one of those things that are a consumable. Like, because over time using them, they will wear out, and like you could go through with the micrometer and check all your blades and verify they're still in spec. But I mean, for the cost of them, it's cheaper to just throw them out and get a new set. Like, it's like a little under $20 for a set of feeler gauges. The Snap-on or the Blue Point ones, the set that this one's replacing, I think it was like $26, something like that. But the reason I didn't go with Blue Point this time is I do work on a lot of diesel equipment and big trucks and stuff like that. And the Blue Point set, let's see here. What did it go up to? I think it only goes up to like 25 or something like that. Open it up here. Yeah, 25 thou is all that the Blue Point set goes up to. And the this max that I picked up goes up to 35. So quite a little bit wider of a range there, still made in the USA. Like I said, it was less than 20 bucks a set. So there's something every year or so I just, you know, get rid of a pair and get a new set. Because, you know, it is a precision tool and you don't want to be too far off with it. I don't know, it's one of those things. And then they're really hard to keep clean and nice. So nice little thing to do nice. And then the next thing I got, which I'm really excited about, is the RBRT wrenches. I got the SAE set out of the flyer, the 1/4 inch to 5/16. I feel like I didn't have to go for the larger sizes because I feel like it's pretty rare you strip out larger sized fasteners. But the 5/16 I like because then for doing brake pots, stuff like that on the air brakes, the 2 fastening nuts, it'll be nice to have a 6-point wrench for breaking those loose. You can't always fit an impact in there, so it'll be nice to have a good wrench for that. I have the Craftsman V-Series wrenches, which are made in the same place. They're made in Taiwan. They're the same style and everything, except they're not. Here, let's grab a 19 3/4. So those will be able to compare. I just have my metric set out and handy for what I'm working on right now, so keep that around. So the differences are the Mac ones have this little middle bridge here and their logo stamped in, so they're a little longer than the V-Series. The V-Series are the same as the Facombs, and then I think there's a few other ones that are the same brand. Just some of Stanley Black & Decker's European brands. But yeah, so the Mac ones are a little longer wrench pattern. They have the anti-slip technologies in the open end, and then the precision torque or the other Mac wrenches that are the 12-point. The 12-point end is the same as the Craftsman. So it's like, well, I'm not gonna buy another set of wrenches if this is the same. If I might as well get the 6-point one so that I have that other extra option over this, right? Because that just gives me one more option of use. So I got the 6-point ones because the 6-point, you can't get as many angles of attack, but they are nice when you need them. One other thing I did notice too, which is kind of odd, is on the Craftsman sets with, say, okay, we'll do the offset pointing up on both of them. Then the Craftsman veers clockwise and the Mac veers counterclockwise. Does that matter at all? Probably not, but it's just another little thing I did notice. But yeah, so super excited about these. Like I said, they were on sale. You can get the 6-point and the RBRT wrenches under the brand name of USOG, another USAG, another European brand name. The only importer or the only distributor I could really find for them was Mr. Worker, and it's a website online, and the shipping was like $60. All the things I read online, people said it took forever to get there. The customer service wasn't good, and the USOG only offers, I think, a 2-year warranty. And people said even with that, they'll still charge you shipping on the warranty for the wrench. So if you break an USOG wrench, it's cheaper to buy an individual Mac. So it's like, well, I might as well spend the extra $70 and get the Mac set. Like I said, this is on sale. It was on sale for like $270 versus $360 or whatever, right? So almost $100 off. So it was a pretty good deal. I wish the metric set was on sale, but I figured I'll get the SAE one. I work on a lot of, like I said, I work on a lot of heavy equipment. I work on a lot of older stuff, so I still use quite a bit of SAE. And again, the older stuff is the stuff that's going to be rusty and stripped. So I'm going to go with the SAE set, use them for a while, and if I do really, really like them and I find them super useful and I find it's worth investing in, I'll probably get the metric sets as well, and I'll probably get the first one, the one that goes to, I think, like 19, something like that, and then the next one up that has your like 20, 21, 22, 24, that kind of stuff, right? Because then there's a lot of stuff that's 20, 21 or 22 or 24 millimeter that be handy. Yeah. Then again, the 20, 24, you can use a 7/8. A lot of 21s or 22 millimeter, you can get away with using 7/8. 19, you can use 3/4. 17, you can use 11/16. 16, 5/8. 14, you can use a 9/16. 13, you might not be able to fit the 1/2 inch on a 13 just because these are super tight tolerances. And 13 is a little larger than 1/2 inch, but you know what I mean. Like, you can usually get away with crossing them over, and I find especially if it's that's one thing with these cases. It's kind of hard sometimes to get the wrenches back clipped in. Takes a little while to break them in, but yeah, you can usually get with crossing them over, especially if it's already a rounded fastener. Then how close it is kind of goes out the window. But yeah, that's what I got this week. Like I said, I'm gonna start filming my weekly tool hauls on Fridays. So leave a like and a comment. I appreciate it, and subscribe and follow along if you want to keep up to date with my weekly addiction. All right, thanks for watching.